Hello, and welcome back to the Retro Perspective. Someone in the comment section suggested that I downloaded the new demo of Star Ocean 6, The Divine Force, and see how wrong I am about the game. Well, I only reacted to the trailer, but okay, let's see what the game's going to be like. It's coming out in about a week's time anyway, but I'm definitely interested to see what the demo will hold for us. I have also reviewed Star Oceans 4 and 5, of course, and they are some of the highest viewed videos on this channel. Star Ocean 4 review in particular goes into a lot of detail on not only why that game is good and why Star Ocean 5 comparatively is bad, but also just like why the series itself is good, its potential, and the kind of things that makes Star Ocean. So you can also check those out if you're needing further context into what Star Ocean 6 is going to mean to myself and this channel once I come to review it when it's released. Our first hurdle here, do we prioritize image quality or frame rate? In a Japanese RPG, that's a very tough question to answer because both image quality and frame rate can be a huge problem. Stuff like texture and model popping, especially, can be a real eyesore in these kinds of games. But I'm gonna go for image quality because I like things to look nice. As we know, Star Ocean 4 looked way better in pretty much every aspect than Star Ocean 5 did, so it'd be unfortunate if they continued the trend of making the games look worse as they go along. Oh, okay. Already the frame rate is looking a bit sketchy. That is hideous. Lots of texture aliasing all over the place. And of course, you've got to have that JRPG hair wiggle. Ooh, check that out. That's sexy, isn't it? So I'm just going to skip the cutscene because I'm not really interested in joining a story halfway through what's happening. I want to just see what the gameplay is like, really, in this demo, and then I'll hold my judgment for the story until later down the line. Can't skip it. Can't fucking skip the cutscene. What a waste of my time. So boring.
あのケニー一族が乗ってるって話題になってた最新鋭艦か？連邦の勢力圏外に何の用だ？なんでこっち向いてるの？
Right, guys. I hard skipped the cutscene, otherwise known as getting a cup of tea. And it dawned on me that, this might actually be the beginning of the game. The storytelling in Trieste games is that bad that, yeah, this might be it. We might actually be dumped into a story with a load of characters without any sort of introduction to those characters. And if this is indeed the beginning of the game, then it's got off to a horrendous start because I'm already not interested in anything that's going on. That's not to say that I can't forgive a bit of clunkiness in the story initially if I grow to love the characters like I did in Star Ocean 4, which has a fairly similar clunky opening, really. It does introduce you to characters a lot slower than what we just saw, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, let's play the actual game, which is kind of the purpose of a demo. Good lord, the frame rate. If you've watched this channel for any amount of time, you will know I'm not a frame rate snob, but that is actually very difficult for the eyes. Oh, and we've walked about 5 feet and we're getting another cutscene. What is this, Metal Gear Solid 4? Jesus. So different skills allow you to attack, use items, add buffs or debuffs, etc. Damage the enemy using attack skills, which are assigned to circle, square and triangle. Reduce the enemy's HP. You need a fixed amount of AP to use an assigned skill. If you do not have enough AP, the skill will not activate even if you press the button. AP recovers over time. You can cancel the final motion at the end of a skill by pressing a different button that will activate the next skill immediately and let you take your next action without any delay. So the cancel system that we've seen in the other games. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, already have no AP. Right. So I guess it's a quick AP system rather than allowing you to build it up over time and do bigger attacks. So it's your simple attacks that use AP. This was all something that was just intuitive in the other games rather than having a bar with a specific amount of AP. You could cancel a certain amount of times and then it just wouldn't let you cancel anymore, which already I'm feeling like just having it as an intuitive part of the combat is better than having a little bar appear like it did just there. It's my first time sitting in a computer chair to make a video, and I've noticed I'm actually swinging from side to side quite a lot, so I'm going to try to stop doing that because I know it will probably be annoying for some people. Apologies if that does annoy you. Right, I'm going to try and switch to the high frame rate mode because it's doing my head in. Is this horrendous frame rate? But just before we do that, guys, just look at these graphics. Does this look like a late stage PS4 game to you? Does it look any better than Star Ocean 5 did? In fact, does it look any better than Star Ocean 4 did? I know this is the first area and I'm willing to, you know, give the game a chance, but these trees, what is going on? Things are just plonked. Plonked, guys, is a British phrase just meaning put wherever the fuck you want. Doesn't matter. Just they're plonked everywhere. Wow. Look at this tree. What's it doing? Oh, it's a tree that is looked like that was the tree stump, that rock, but yeah. No effort put in already, I can tell. What are these bushes? Does this look like a natural sort of place that you might see anywhere? Even on another planet? Ah, R2 map screen, here we go. Okay, so it's not just a circle. I am being slightly harsh on it, but you know, we can expect a typical sort of JRPG map of just corridors with open clearings where the fights happen. I'm willing to be proved wrong, guys. I really am willing to be proved wrong. But let's see if we can change the frame rate back to human levels. Okay, we've prioritized frame... Oh! We've prioritized frame rate now. Oh, God. Yeah, it's still shit. And it looks no different, really. Or maybe there's some more pop-in, possibly? Okay. Dodging. Press L1 to dodge attacks. You can choose what direction to dodge in. Since you're invincible, able to avoid attacks at the start, you can dodge to close the gap while slipping past enemy projectiles. So we have invincibility frames. AP recovery stops while evading. Okay. Okay, so we have square and triangle as light and heavy, which is pretty standard. I believe we had the same in Star Ocean 5. Let's see what circle does. Oh. We can press up and down, switch between characters. Okay, circle does the exact same thing as triangle, so I'm guessing we assign the abilities. Let's try another character. Okay, we can lock targets with R3 and switch between with left and right. Okay, we've tried Raymond and Altabed. What's his name? Albad. Now we're going to try Letitia. See if we can find another group of enemies to attack. Some mushrooms over here. Okay, all three characters seem pretty similar so far. We've just got light and heavy attacks. We're going to try the stop mode though in a sec, I think. And we can jump. And I'll see if we've got any symbology that we can use. Symbology is Star Ocean's magic. Can we get up here? Doesn't look like it. Ooh, so these shiny objects on the ground are items. I don't know whether they dropped from the fight that we just had or whether they were just already there, strewn around. Got some more enemies here. So let's try the stop mode, which I always enjoy this kind of thing in JRPGs, when you can stop and see what's going on, plan a bit of tactical maneuvers. Kind of how Final Fantasy 13 was supposed to be when the trailer for that first came out, and it made it out as if it was like you know, more action than there ended up being in the end. So what have we got here? We've got freeform, allow party to use their best judgment. I don't think that's all to do with... Oh, we can do minor earthclave. So I think that might have been another character that did that. Because it definitely wasn't my character, Letitia. I'm not a fan of this AP that runs out like after just doing one move. It's almost encouraging you to do like hit and run tactics constantly. So like light attack, heavy attack, run away, let your AP charge. Yeah, it just doesn't feel that satisfying really so far. At least the character movements themselves are a bit less stiff than previous Star Oceans, where like you could either walk insanely slowly and then when you ran it just like boosted you almost like a Sonic the Hedgehog style run. Let's switch back to Raymond. So these items are just scattered around. Minor Fireball ×2. Oh, I think that's an item, actually. So... yeah. There we go. Let's see what we've got in the menu. Like chain combos, bell ringer, quick ripper, boulder crush. So we can do a combo of our moves just by pressing square 3 times, and that will end with the Boulder Crush, which is the triangle move. That's interesting. So it's like you can kind of build your own combos in the menu with different button presses. And I'm guessing that if you have enough AP, you can switch between your combos mid-combo if you want to like change over to another one. But we've only got 3 here for now. Oh, we can even add items to our combos. Let's try adding a fireball to our triangle. Oh, not a thieving scumbag. Don't want any items stolen. Okay, looking at that combo menu has helped a little bit in sort of learning how the moves work and the different chain combos you can be doing. And I can imagine that opening up quite a lot. So I've run out of my fire item anyway. Can't do the fire bolts anymore. I'm assuming that at some point in the game there'll be symbology and that will become useless. And of course a lot of JRPGs items become useless pretty much immediately. But you still go and collect them all from the treasure chests. Guarding ring, let's equip that. You know, it's so satisfying opening chests, regardless. Even if, you know, like in games like Final Fantasy 13, 13-2, you just get a potion for every single endgame chest. Just, oh, you found 2 potions. Great. Oh, Chimera here, very big threat in other Star Ocean games. Big threat. Let's see how tough this is. The specific parts of some enemies may have set HP. You can destroy these parts by reducing their HP to 0. Okay, so we can weaken enemies. We can attack its tail. We can destroy, prevent it from doing certain moves. Kind of pointless though when it was just that easy to defeat. Took like literally 10 seconds to beat. Star Ocean 3, you know, was really hard. Some proper hard fights, even just normal fights. The man-eating tree, as I mentioned in my Star Ocean 5 review, was incredibly difficult. But just became a piece of piss in Star Ocean 5. Very disappointing. So I was trying to work out then whether we could do some like launch moves or stuff like that. Big part of other Star Ocean games, launching and keeping enemies in the air. Didn't feel like we could do anything like that. Letitia's getting low on HP. Let's give her some potion of some kind. Blueberries. Ooh, not a fan of that. When you give someone the blueberries, it goes back to the item screen rather than showing you how much you've restored and keeping you there in case you want to just tap X and give multiple blueberries. Not good menu design, that. So the other characters I've just looked do have circle moves. So we can chain between those a bit more easily, I think, when we're with the other characters. So we can try that next combat encounter. Okay, so we have a little robot companion now. We can press R1 to perform special actions with Doomer. Holding down R1 will raise a barrier. This will neutralise all damage received. Vanguard Assault. This action will make a high-speed rush attack. When you press R1, your character begins to float while the barrier is up. Release that button to make your charge. That didn't make any sense whatsoever. I don't know if I'm just being dumb there. Use L in any direction except forward during a VA charge to quickly change direction. Blindside. Ooh, we have the blindside system coming back. A blindside is when you change directions during a VA rush and the enemy loses sight of you. The enemy will be immobilized and suffer extra damage for a time. Okay, so if we change directions, we need to blindside, otherwise our VA gauge will be drained. Okay, I just tried pressing R1 there and I didn't quite understand what was going on. I did do a blindside there, but again, I didn't really understand what was happening. So if you tap it, it just does an attack, which is like a charge attack. So we can blindside either by doing the normal attack and then doing a normal attack, but it felt like I pressed the direction and it changed to charge the other way. Or we can do the shield and we kind of just float and then change direction. Okay, this is getting a bit... ugh. Let's try blindsiding this guy then. Nope. Oh, Jesus. Ah, so we can strike the enemy's upper area using a V8 attack. That's interesting. Does a bit more damage hitting him in the head. But of course, once you've run out of AP, you drop down. So can we charge our VA gauge fully? Oh shit, people are dead. Right. That's okay, because we nearly killed this guy now. Okay, we've got our ability to fly now, which we saw in the trailer. Let's see what this is like. Oh. Well, the tutorial popped up there and we were holding X, so it just went straight away. So, in the trailer it made it out as if it was sort of a free flying mechanic, similar to that of... oh, what's that BioWare game called? I don't like BioWare, so... Anthem, that's the one. And the flying looked pretty cool in that game, and it, like, the Star Ocean trailer made it look like it was similar to that. But we're only getting the ability right now to, like, shoot ourselves in a direction and then glide down. Scan your surroundings with L2. I'm pressing L2, that's doing nothing. Okay, I don't like how when you hold R1 to do the VA, you float upwards. It's kind of like you want to blindside them. You don't want to be like above looking down on the combat. Because surely a blindside is sort of... you know, you're waiting for the enemy to come at you to attack you and you want to dodge. I mean, Star Ocean 4 is my favourite combat system in a Star Ocean, so maybe I'm biased a little bit because that's how it works there. And I've just realised that the characters were on 1 HP and survived that encounter completely, so that's handy. For some reason it's not letting me access the menu right now, so I can't even use any items to heal. That's a bit weird. Obviously, we can try and find a campfire, but this... oh. Okay, that's how you do a surprise attack then. That's interesting. Quite easy when you can just float above and charge at them from like quite a distance away. So we can increase max AP when we do blindside, which that's cool. I like that idea. Allowing you to do bigger chains of combos. Right, I guess we need to find a campfire because I don't like the idea of being on 1 HP and not being able to heal. Oh, we can do camp menu now. Maybe it depends how close you are to a camp or something. You can obtain Doomer points by collecting gems. You need DP to learn and strengthen Doomer's skills. Okay. Extend scan. Well, I guess we need to do that because... oh no, we don't have enough points anyway. So, but yeah, scanning don't seem to... Oh, there we go. It's done it that time. What did it reveal? Ah, something over this way. Items, I guess. This chest? Yeah, cool. So at least the level design is a little bit of a step up from, you know, the other games. So far, we've got a little bit of a nice open area here. And I guess more optional encounters. Because we can obviously avoid the enemies extremely easily. Still trying to work out this whole blindside mechanic. Sure, I'll get it. Oh, we just used up all those blueberries and now there's a campfire here. Jesus. We should have looked on the map really, shouldn't we? I'm not even really bothering to surprise attack the enemies because they're just so easy at this point. Makes me think I probably will play the game on hard mode when it comes out. Which I do for most games anyway, let's face it. Ooh, this'll be fun. Let's get these gems. Whee! Okay, it wasn't that fun. Why do we have to fly at this awkward angle? Like, you can't look up past a certain point, so doesn't seem to be any reason for that. Okay, surprise attacks are just the easiest thing to do ever in this game. So that's about all the demo had to offer really. Obviously, I was mainly focusing on the gameplay, how it feels to play the game, and not really on the story or characters, which I want to experience to the fullest when I get the game. The combat, it does feel a bit more free-flowing than previous games, which could be a good or bad thing, really. And games like this tend to get more complex as the game goes along, so it needs to be given that chance for the characters to level up and see what skills we can unlock and stuff like that. Quite confusing as to how that blindside system works. It didn't seem very intuitive, and it seemed a bit more complex than necessary, with like different ways of pressing and holding buttons and changing directions, which I just didn't know what was going on whenever I was using that skill. Then there's traversing the world, which towards the end of the demo, which I'm going to put some more footage on the screen now, the world was opening up quite drastically, but not in any sort of interesting way you'd find from, well, just a random example, Skyrim, where the main bulk of the gameplay is actually exploring the world. It's mainly just let's just have a huge open field with some enemies scattered around, trees randomly all over the place, and you can just kind of boost around using the weird jetpack power. I'm not gonna lie, it seems like it's gonna be quite boring, just like a slog getting through the game world. Which, to be fair, it was in other Star Ocean games, but it was more the dungeons that were interesting for me. So yeah, we'll have to see about that as well. I think that's all there is to say on the demo from me. As I said in my reaction to the trailer, I'm not looking forward to playing the game, but I feel like it's a game that I have to play, unfortunately. I wish they'd never made it. But they have made it, and it's out in a week. And we'll just see what happens. I've been Jake of the Retro Perspective. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.